Hello and welcome. I'm Zach the Movie Fan. And we're back to this cancerous series. I'm not going to be calling it Resident Evil Month anymore because, let's be real, it's past a month right now. I really should just call this series the Resident Evil Marathon or whatever. But you know what? Fuck it. Let's just get this over with. Resident Evil Afterlife. This piece of shit came out in 2010 and has Paul W.S. Anderson not only writing it, but back in the directing chair. Yippee. I've heard from a lot of people that Afterlife used to be the worst of the series for a while. You know what? Honestly, it probably is. I barely have any real feelings on it because I can't even really be sure what the fuck goes on in this one. I mean, it has a plot, but I don't know if it's because of how it's written or whatever, but it seems all over the place here. But whatever. Let me try to explain the plot as best I can and get you all up to speed. Previously on the Resident Evil movie series, our main in this strange and disturbing alternate universe of the Resident Evil series, instead of focusing on any actual characters from the games, we have been focusing on Alice, played by Milla Jovovich, and due to the events of Resident Evil Apocalypse and Umbrella experimenting on her, she was given superpowers, giving her enhanced strength, speed, healing, and apparently psychic powers. They state that it's because she was infected by the T virus, the same virus that most of the time creates zombies or whatever the fuck. But for some reason, she doesn't turn into a zombie or monster because of plot armor. The virus from Raccoon City spreads throughout the entire world, turning it into a Mad Max world, and Afterlife picks up where the last one left off with Claire and the rest of her group going off to Alaska, Alice defeating a giant monster, and planning to attack Wesker with an army of Alice clones. Oh yeah, that's the thing too. Umbrella was apparently creating clones of her because they were trying to look for a cure. And honestly, do you guys even give a shit anymore? We all know that these movies are literally just an excuse for Anderson to make his wife look good. Alright. Now let's talk about the plot about Afterlife as best as I can. Okay, so you remember how Extinction ended with Alice finding all these clones of herself and her wanting to use the clones to go after Umbrella and as well as Wesker? Well, good, cause it doesn't matter at all. Yeah, in like the first, I would have to say maybe 10 minutes or so, all the Alice clones are killed during the assault on an underground Umbrella lab in Tokyo. Also, this might be nitpicking, but the last movie said that the virus had made everything look like a Mad Max world, yet for some reason Tokyo doesn't look that different. I mean, yeah, the streets are empty and they're dead bodies, but there's no like deserts, the buildings don't even look that bad. So, apparently Tokyo survived the apocalypse? What? Whatever. But yeah, the Alice clones are all killed off during this onslaught. So, what was the point of setting up that clones plot from Extinction if they were going to do nothing with it? I have no fucking idea. Whatever. Anyway, the real Alice tries to kill Wesker, but Wesker injects her with something that gets rid of her superpowers. Alice manages to escape, thanks to Wesker's idiocy, but I'll get to that. And tries to, I guess, regroup with Claire and the others, who were trying to get to an outpost in Alaska that supposedly was free of infection. Alice does find Claire, but due to a strange mind control device, she has no memory of who she is. So Alice decides to head to LA for some reason, and comes across a group of survivors on top of a prison building. One of the survivors actually being Chris Redfield, who will barely do anything throughout the movie. But are you even surprised at that point? And the whole movie, I guess, is them trying to get to this secret outpost, which it turns out isn't in Alaska. It's actually on a boat, and the boat is in the water on the ocean front. Wait. Hang on. Okay. Didn't the last movie literally just state that the virus had dried up all water on the planet? So how the fuck is there a boat? How the hell is there still an ocean? Oh my god. I literally didn't realize that till just now. Fuck my life. Okay. Alright. Whatever. Before I rip into this film, and trust me I will, let me get the very few positives I have for the film out of the way. As always, Mila Jovovich really seems like the only person legitimately trying in this thing. I'm not familiar with the actor who plays Chris in this movie, but I looked him up. Apparently he was in that show Prison Break, but I never saw that. But I will give the guy credit. He does do a decent job playing Chris, and he does look at least a little bit like the character. Although, to be fair, Chris Redfield's design has been changed so much over the years that people just think Chris keeps getting plastic surgery to change his face. Honestly, at this point, you could literally just get a guy and make him grow a little bit of a like gruff beard or a 5 o'clock shadow, and boom, Chris Redfield. That's pretty much what they do anyway. But whatever, the actor does a decent job. I at least do believe that this guy is Chris. Same thing goes for the actor who plays Wesker. His performance is a bit silly and goofy, but he does capture Wesker's personality decently enough. And at least Wesker actually does a lot more in this film. I mean, not a lot, but at least feels more like a main villain in this movie compared to the last one. While the actress who plays Claire in this doesn't act a thing like Claire, which still bugs me, I will give credit. They at least gave her a red jacket, so 2 extra points, I guess. Fine. Finally, there are some times in the movie where it's so dumb that it did legit make me laugh really hard. Seriously, there's this one scene where Alice blows up the top of a building or whatever, and in order to escape, she jumps off the building using what looks like an electrical wire, And I don't know what it is, but something about the zombies like literally jumping over the building to try and grab her just like cracks me up for some reason. You know, you can almost make make a meme out of that, like some like something like, "Hey guys, we found a way out of this shitty Resident Evil movie." Ah! Or something like, "Oh, we got her now. Oh, fuck." But the moment that cracked me the hell up the most in this movie, like, and I was laughing so hard at this. It's the scene where Alice sneaks up on Wesker while he's flying away in a jet, and Wesker injects her with the stuff that nullifies her powers. And he's like, "Any last words?" And but then Alice says some generic one-liner I don't remember, and then Wesker realizes, "Oh shit, I'm not piloting the jet," and it crashes into a mountain. Our main character literally survives because Wesker is a fucking idiot. Like, are you serious? Wesker didn't decide to, like, put the jet on fucking autopilot or something? Our main villain is a fucking idiot. And it's so hilariously staged too, to make Wesker look like the most incompetent motherfucker ever. Like, hang on, let me extend this a bit. Like, or maybe a little bit more. Like, yeah, that's about it. Like, the scene literally goes like this. "Any last words? You do realize nobody's flying the jet, right?" Oh, shit! Okay, hang on. Yeah, that's literally what the scene is like. Hang on. Sorry. That's literally what the scene is like, and it's fucking hilarious. I was laughing so hard. So I will give this movie that. It does have some so bad it's good moments. Not enough to save it though. Let's get into everything else. But yeah, let's get into the negatives with this film. Honestly, I think I've just run out of things to say with this series. I mean, what else can I say about this series that I haven't already said? The action is not good because Anderson can't shoot action for shit. Alice is not an interesting character, and even when she doesn't have superpowers anymore, she takes up more screen time and is more of the center of attention than actual characters from the fucking games. I'm not kidding. Chris and Claire barely do shit in this movie. They try to fight Wesker, get their asses handed to them, and Alice needs to save the day. Because God help us that Alice can't be the only competent person that actually does anything in these fucking movies. Ugh. Seriously, Alice doesn't have superpowers anymore, and you think that maybe that means that we might see more vulnerability from her, but nope. Even without superpowers, she is an always super mega badass, and it's so ridiculous. Ugh. Also, apparently the Umbrella Corporation, despite this being in an apocalyptic universe, despite the world being an apocalypse, the Umbrella Corporation somehow managed to build a bomb that I can only describe as being a tornado nuke. That's literally what it looks like. It literally like swirls everything around, and it's like causes this huge ass cloud like a fucking nuke, but it also disintegrates people. how the fuck did Umbrella create something like this? This is like this would be like this is the kind of weapon that something like somebody like Skynet would use. The fuck? Yeah. Also, it's not a shitty Resident Evil movie if it doesn't have piece of shit CGI. Oh god. For some reason, all the zombies now have these weird squid thingies that come out of their mouths. I don't know why. If I had to take a guess, I would have to say that they're supposed to be kind of like the. I would have to say that the zombies here are supposed to be like maybe the Las Plagas, the villagers, the villagers from Resident Evil 4. Except I don't even recall the Plagas doing that. Also, like, you model these zombies after the Plagas villains from 4, but you don't take any advantage of the crazy shit that the Plagas can do. Why not have a really cool scene where Alice shoots off one of their heads and it grows and this like creepy tentacle like blade thingy like pops out like in 4, or like that creepy giant head thing that like devours you if it gets to you. Like, come on, do something cool with that, Anderson. Christ, even when you're taking cool creatures from the games, you don't fucking use them right. God. Ah. You know, they didn't even bother to like get actual dogs for the zombies this time. They're all CGI, and they all look terrible. Oh, and by the way, yes, this is where that. Oh, and by the way, yes, this is where that idiotic scene where Wesker like throws his sunglasses before attacks someone came from. It looks stupid in any trailer, and it still looks stupid here. Whatever. Yeah. What also makes the action so stupid is that Anderson doesn't even use slow-mo right. There are multiple times where where like Anderson will like slow an action scene down, but like he's not showing anything fucking cool, like at all. Like, there's a fight scene with this big monster thing with a giant bladed hammer, or whatever the hell it is. And they use so much slow-mo, even though it's not showing anything cool happening at all. Yes, Anderson, we see that like, water is dripping all over the room. Can you stop slow-moing things that don't look cool? Jesus Christ, as much as I don't like Zack Snyder, at least Zack Snyder knows how to use slow-mo in movies. At least more than Anderson does. Oh, this is pain. Ah. Oh, and that's not even getting into Wesker's plot, I guess. Spoilers, but you know what? I don't give a shit. Don't watch this piece of shit. So apparently that whole like message and everything was actually just a trap set up by Umbrella to like capture survivors and mind control them or some shit like that. Apparently Wesker says that while he survived the plane crash, it's, I guess, resulted in the T-virus trying to take over his body more. Alice's body is the only one who could use the T-virus's powers. So basically, Wesker wants to inject her into him in order to control the virus in his body. Yes, Wesker wants to eat Alice. This is so stupid on so many levels. Yeah. The characters in the movie, as expected, are fucking useless. As stated, the only one who's actually competent in this piece of shit is Alice. Everybody else, other characters that aren't from the games are fucking cannon fodder you don't give a shit about. And as I stated earlier, Chris and Claire barely get anything to do, and are literally just there for fan service and meant to be in the fucking background. You could literally write them out of this movie and replace them with other characters, and you wouldn't miss a fucking thing. What is even the point of having these characters in the movie, Anderson? Like, there's nothing else to fucking add here. Like, nothing. Like, other than, I guess the music is right. The music is alright. I mean, I'm a sucker for heavy metal, and it's fine. But again, when I think of Resident Evil, I don't think fucking Metallica. Like, seriously, the band Ice Nine Kills, which is a really good band, by the way. Highly recommend them. Ice Nine Kills did, for their second album, Welcome to Horrorwood, they did a song on Resident Evil called Rainy Day. And that was heavy metal too, along with a bit of techno, but you know what? Even that song feels more like Resident Evil than these fucking movies do. Ugh. Yeah, this movie's a piece of shit. It feels like so little even fucking happened in this one. It feels like nothing even matters here compared to the other two. It's not even like that visually pleasant. At least, as bad as the other ones were, at least the scenery was nice to look at. Here, it's nothing. But yeah, this is easily the worst out of the movie so far. It's boring. It's bland. The slow-mo is terrible. The action is terrible. It wastes characters from the games that I love. Fuck this movie. Resident Evil Afterlife gets a fucking F. I hated this movie. And the worst part? There's still 3 more of these things to go. Ugh. And I don't have the other 3 on the collection I have, which means I'll have to rent them. Whoopee. At least only 3 more weeks of this shit, and then I can leave the series behind and never look back. But yeah. So, did you guys see this piece of shit? If you did, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like what you see here, like, comment, and subscribe for more. Also, again, I want to do a top 10 best and worst films of 2025 list, so if you guys could mention any recommendations for either in the comments as well, I would be eternally grateful. But yeah, I'm Zach the Movie Fan, and I can't wait to smash this thing with the hammer when I'm done with these movies. Have a good day, friends, and take care. Ugh, piece of shit.